You know that feeling when you walk into a massive sports bar? Right. 30 different TVs playing 30 different games, all totally seamless.
Yeah, it honestly feels like magic.
Right. But you probably don't think about the tech making it happen. So today, we're taking you behind the drywall for this deep dive.
Exactly. We're looking at some technical specs from HDTV Supply, specifically the Intelix AS-1H1DP-WP-W wall plate and the Wolfpack fixed HDMI matrix switchers.
Yeah, our mission here is to uncover this, well, this invisible infrastructure. The hardware that makes modern boardrooms and those massive sports bars function flawlessly without you ever noticing it.
I mean, the amount of engineering required to make that experience feel completely effortless for the user is just staggering.
Okay, so let's unpack this by starting small. Picture a standard conference room.
Sure.
You walk in to present, and there's this little 2-gang plate on the wall. That's the Intelix AS-1H1DP-WP-W.
Right, which takes your standard HDMI, DisplayPort, and 3.5mm audio connections.
Yeah, and it can push that digital signal up to 70 meters or 229 feet away.
Which practically means you can hide all the messy, noisy routing hardware in a server closet on a completely different floor.
Oh, wow. Keeping the boardroom looking pristine.
Exactly. But you can't do that with a standard HDMI cable because the signal degrades rapidly over long distances.
Right.
So that's where HDBaseT technology comes in. It allows heavy, uncompressed video data to ride over cheap, solid-core Cat5 or Cat6 Ethernet cables without losing a single pixel of quality.
So you're basically swapping a fragile, expensive 50-foot HDMI cord for a sturdy networking cable.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. But here's the feature I found really clever, the auto switching. It's like an incredibly polite, automated traffic cop that immediately gives the right of way to the newest presenter.
Oh, that's a great analogy. Yeah, instead of hunting for the projector remote to find the right input channel, the hardware actually detects the physical voltage change on the hot plug pin.
Like the second a new cable is connected.
Right, the literal second. It immediately interrupts the old signal to prioritize the new one.
Oh, so it completely removes all that pre-meeting panic.
It really does. It removes the user friction entirely. And, it goes even further with smart automation. The wall plate draws power over HDBaseT, or POH.
Wait, meaning it doesn't even need its own local power outlet.
Right. It gets electricity straight through that same Ethernet cable. Plus, it uses RS-232 commands.
Which is basically a simple serial communication language, right?
Yes, exactly. It lets devices talk to each other, so it automatically turns the TV or projector on when you plug in and off when you disconnect.
That is so seamless.
And if it doesn't detect a video signal for 30 minutes, it just quietly drops into a low-power standby mode.
Okay, so that point-to-point setup is brilliant for a single room, but it relies on a strict one-to-one connection.
Right, which is fine for a classroom or a boardroom.
But when you walk into a sports bar, you aren't dealing with one signal. You're dealing with dozens of conflicting feeds that need to be sliced and routed to totally different screens simultaneously.
Yeah, and that requires a completely different architecture. I mean, you can't just use a basic splitter for that.
Because a splitter just takes one video source and duplicates it across many screens, right?
Exactly. You need a matrix switcher, like the Wolfpack fixed HDMI matrix switchers. Think of a fixed matrix, say a 16 by 16 model, like an old school telephone switchboard operator.
Okay, I'm picturing the plugging and unplugging of wires.
Yeah. It's physically patching the incoming feed from cable box A directly to TV number 4, completely independent of whatever cable box B is sending to TV number 12.
So you can literally have 16 different games playing on 16 different screens simultaneously.
Yep, all perfectly routed.
Wait, managing a 16 by 16 matrix sounds like a total nightmare for a busy bartender on a Friday night. Are they really back there pulling cables or clicking through complex desktop software while trying to pour drinks?
No, not at all. That's the beauty of how these systems are integrated. The hardware in the rack is complex, but the interface isn't. Yeah, beyond the standard front panel buttons, these Wolfpack systems offer free iOS and Android apps, as well as web GUIs. You're literally just tapping a touchscreen.
So it's super accessible.
Very. Furthermore, they use those same communication languages we mentioned earlier to seamlessly integrate with third-party automation systems like Crestron and Control4.
Oh, I see. The bartender just taps a tablet, and the matrix does all the heavy lifting in the background.
Exactly. The complexity stays hidden in the rack, leaving the user interface incredibly simple.
That is amazing. So the next time you effortlessly plug your laptop into a boardroom wall or sit at a sports bar watching 5 different games at once, I really hope you appreciate the complex web of Cat6 cables and auto-switching matrix hardware working behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's the invisible physical infrastructure of our daily lives, just quietly making sure the data gets exactly where it needs to go.
It really is. Which leaves a pretty fascinating question for you to ponder. As this physical hardware becomes increasingly advanced at moving massive amounts of data over solid cables,
Right.
what happens if wireless transmission finally catches up to uncompressed 4K video?
Oh, wow. That's a huge question.
Yeah. Will the physical in-wall infrastructure we rely on today eventually vanish entirely? So next time you look at that blank wall in the sports bar, ask yourself, how much longer will the magic actually need wires?